The Scott Stadium won't be the same on Saturdays, but finally football is back in Charlottesville. Coaches and players said this week after months of uncertainty, things are finally starting to feel a little real as the Wahoos prepare to open up the season against Duke. And for such a special occasion, we bring in the busiest man in Charlottesville. That is Ahmad Hawkins, the ball hawk, taking a break from one of his 10 podcasts to break down this long-awaited season opener. Ahmad, thanks for joining us. And there's been just so much build-up this season, especially when it comes to Virginia. I thought one of the interesting things from Bronco, what he said on Monday, was just hoping this team comes out and has fun after that long wait. What is this feeling going to be like for players running out of the tunnel with no fans in the stadium and actually finally playing a game?
Yeah, it's a feeling I never had to experience, and I couldn't imagine being in camp for 12 weeks. Imagine isolating myself after practices because of the COVID-19 and not having the fans. The fourth side is very important to our players, and this is why you choose the universities you go to, because of the fan base and why you love games, because of the atmosphere. So it's definitely going to be different. Duke has gained an advantage because they've been through it for 2 weeks now, and this will be their third game. And so it's going to be important the first couple series to see how focused and locked in our players are, and can they adjust to the, quote, quiet Scott Stadium without having our fourth side in attendance.
Well, you mentioned Duke has played 2 games already, and Broncos said that UVA just has more unknowns right now. And one of the big unknowns for UVA is new starting quarterback Brennan Armstrong, which Broncos says could actually be one of their advantages heading into this game. Meanwhile, Duke's defense has given up more than 250 yards through the air in the first 2 games, and now down 2 starting cornerbacks from injury. So how do you see Robert Anai using Armstrong in week 1 to attack this Duke defense?
I see Coach Anai using Brennan Armstrong and displaying his strengths, playing to what he does well. That's what, all good offensive coordinators strive to do, play to the strengths of your quarterback. And we have a young quarterback. You got to rely on the run game. We have our entire offensive line returning. We have some studs at tight end that we can utilize for him because it's a shorter distance as far as to travel the football when you throw into the tight end. So if he can utilize a strong running game, set up a short passing game with the tight ends, and then as we progress down the field, you start to take shots because those back end windows start to open up because of what you said, 2 starting cornerbacks going down with injury. But it all starts up front for Brennan Armstrong. Or any young quarterback, his best friend is the guy that's standing behind him, and that's the Samoan Slasher, Wayne Tyler Papa. So I'm anxious to see how our running game would be versus Duke.
Yeah, Bronco really wants that running game to be a bit more of an emphasis this year. Now, on the flip side, Duke coach David Cutcliffe made a big point this week, just how multiple the UVA defense can look, especially with so many versatile players. We've talked about Snowden. We've talked about Noah Taylor before. But with all that experience coming back, how aggressive could Nick Howell be just out of the gate this week?
I think the depth of our defense allows us to be aggressive. We had some key injuries last year to Brendan Nelson and to Bryce Hall, who plays for the Jets now. And that allowed us to, shift Devontae Cross to corner, see younger guys come in like Jalen and play some corner. And we got Darius Bratton back as well. So we have guys that we can plug in and put in different spots. Nick Jackson started middle linebacker beside Zane Zandier, but we have Gam and also Schneider. So we have depth everywhere. So he can be aggressive. He could plug in different personnel groupings and show Duke something that they haven't seen from this defense in all the years that Coach Nick Howell has been the defensive coordinator.